Hello everyone, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Fina. I am a Nigerian, an Igbo woman, a married woman with 4 girls. Thank you so much for coming. In short, I feel so happy today that I've been able to gather some courage to be here today to discuss about this matter, because at first I thought I was alone. I thought my whole world has come to an end. I thought I have made the worst mistake on earth, but I came to realize from others that I am blessed. So that is why I've decided to come and share my story here, so that those who are in the same situation with me or similar situation can hear from me, learn from me, advise me, because I know that there are some people who are going to watch this video that will want to talk to me, because I still want to learn more. I still need someone to tell me, no, this is not it, this is it. Even though I still want to share my own positive side of it, to let people know that this is not the end of it. So if you want to hear the story, please kindly subscribe to my channel and help me to share the video and invite others to come join us here. Thanks so much. I'm going to start with how the whole thing started. Yeah, my marriage story and where I am now. That is how I'm going to do it. I've already told you my name, and I got married in 2010 traditionally, and in 2011 I wedded with my husband. And after the wedding, it was sweet, it was smooth, it was so beautiful. You know, being together, young couple, we all understand. Those who are married understand. You know, it was so sweet together. And after some months I conceived, but unfortunately I lost the child. And after that, there was a different story entirely. After the loss of the baby, there was no baby coming. And it's not just that there was no baby coming at that point in time. I wasn't menstruating. You know, after the loss of the baby, my whole menses ceased. For almost a year, I wasn't menstruating and I wasn't pregnant. You know, it wasn't easy for both me and my husband. You know, a newly married couple, is not just that you are looking for baby, that you say, I'm in my ovulation period, I'm in my safe period, I'm not in my safe period. This one, you don't even know when you are in your safe period. You don't even know when you are expecting. And we are on medication for throughout those months, and nothing happened. In short, all the both herbal, scientifically, we went through so many means to see if at least I can menstruate first, because at that point in time we were not talking about getting pregnant immediately anymore. We were firstly talking about how to normalize my system so that we can now hope for baby to come. No, it wasn't easy. And throughout those months, for the 11 months, nothing was forthcoming till I decided to go into prayer. Yeah, because I saw that humanly nothing can happen. Medical doctors have done their own, herbal doctors have done their own, so what else? So I decided to go into prayer, and as God will have it, after 3 months I started menstruating, and before I know it, I took in, and that brought about my first baby. You know, it was so joyous. And that after everything, after all the challenges, after all the ups and downs, we were able to be called parents in life. you know. You know what it is when you are married and no baby is coming. Those who have gone through it, or those who are in it, will understand how it feels, especially we women. I am not saying that men don't feel it, yeah, but sometimes you see us, we don't talk, but inside we are bleeding, you know, because of pressures and all that from families, friends, even those who don't supposed to advise you. You see them coming to talk to you about it. And after that, 2 years later, my second girl came, you know. And after having my second girl, my husband called me and was like, now we have 2 girls. He didn't really, we didn't want to have much babies. He, according to himself, he wanted just 3 babies. It was me that was saying 4, 5, because I loved baby. I'm the last one of my family, so I loved babies a lot. So he called me. I was like, see, now we have 2 girls. I think we have to work on ourselves to see if God can bless us with a boy. You know, my response was, my dear, I don't think if there's anything we can do to have a boy, that is God that give it. Remember that when we don't have any child at all, there is nothing a medical doctor could do. There was nothing they could do for us. There was nothing science could do for us. So I think that it's better we wait on to God. He kept quiet. My husband is not this type that talks, no. He's a quiet type, so he kept quiet. Little did I know that my opinion was out of it for him, because he didn't react much towards it. He just kept calm. So even there was no baby coming after that second child. I wanted to just have it all at once, you know, and rest, but God knows the better time for it. So it didn't come as I wanted it, but after some time, without taking much time, the 3rd baby came. And before I conceived of that my 3rd baby, there was something that happened. I know some of you will be like, does she believe in all this thing? But I just have to share whatever that I experienced with you. If you believe it, fine. If you don't believe it, no problem. But before I conceived of that child, you know, I was looking for a baby already. I had a dream. And in that dream, I saw myself in the midst of some people, and they were like, that is my time, you know. I said, my time, how? They said, I want to understand. So they sent me on an errand in that dream. And later I found out that where they have sent me to, I was supposed to be killed there, you know. So when I went there, my father-in-law came. Then my father-in-law was still alive. My father-in-law came to me and asked me to go inside. That is late already, and these people, once any person they see outside, that was in the dream, that any person they see outside, they are going to kill the person. I should go in, let him stand for me. I said no, that you can't stand for me. After some talk with my father-in-law in that dream, he gave me some baby things and then asked me to go inside, because those people were coming already. Immediately I went in with those baby things, those people came and shot my father-in-law. This was a dream. But after 2 days of having this dream, though my father-in-law was sick already, but it wasn't serious. So after 2 days, the sickness became serious that led to his death. You know, I still didn't take it serious. And a year after my father-in-law died, I had my 3rd baby. And as you're looking at her, she's the carbon copy of my father-in-law. You know, I'm just trying to tell you that things like this happened. It was after having this girl. And when I was pregnant of this girl, I don't know if it's a mistake from the scan. Maybe they made a mistake, I don't know. But when I went for a scan, they told me it was a boy. They showed me the scrotum, the penis, the scrotum, and other things I needed to know. And to my greatest surprise, when I had the baby, it was a girl. I was still grateful to God. So I shared it with my husband. But you know, men, sometimes He didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. It was like, how possible? You were having a boy and now a girl, that it has been a girl all the while. Me myself, I came to be like, maybe it was a girl, maybe they made a mistake. And I thanked God for that gift because it was a beautiful one as well. And after having that, in short, when I was giving birth to that child, I had serious bleeding, always led, almost led to my death, but to God be the glory, I made it. And after that, I continued praying. Then my fourth girl came. When I was pregnant of the girl, I didn't even know. I was sick, seriously sick. I went to hospital for checkup. They checked me and said it's negative. Till 2 months plus, I was still sick. I was taking hard drugs. I was placed on antibiotics. It did not work. I had to go. My mom asked me to be taking Lyme. Just imagine someone who was pregnant taking that kind of thing. Still, the pregnancy did not result positive. Till 2 months plus, I'm a Catholic, so I went to chapel to pray, and one sister met me there and was like, you are having a baby. I said, that my stomach is just big. Naturally, I have big stomachs. She said, I am telling you, you're having a baby. Go for a checkup. It was after that, I didn't take it serious, you know. I was like, this is my big stomach. It's always deceiving people. But after a week, I just gave it a thought that let me go and check it out. And when I went to hospital, behold, it resulted positive. And that was how this beautiful angel came. And after that, my husband wasn't happy, you know. Initially, after our second baby, he said we should go and seek for a solution scientifically on how to have a male child. And I told him that it's God that started it and God will see us through. He didn't react to it. He has not said anything else since then. He was playing along, and last year, being 2021, I conceived. But before I got to know that I was pregnant that last year, because I had to keep trying. Normally, from beginning, I wanted like 4 children or even 5 for myself because I loved children. It was my husband who didn't want much, who wanted just 3. But because we still don't have a male child, he didn't have a say anymore. So, but last year, I was expecting my period to come, like 9 days to the day of my period. I had another dream that last year, and in that dream, some people came, still the same people that came to me before I conceived my third girl, you know, came to me again in that dream. I was like, so you really think you are going to have a male child in this family? That my father-in-law is gone, the person who is fighting for me, so nobody is coming to fight for me. And before I know it, I was like, I'm not even pregnant. What are you people talking about? They laughed and gathered me, beat me up in that dream, removed something from my stomach. I woke up and I was scared. It was giving me serious concern because I know what happened the last time. So I had to share it with my husband. I told my husband, look at the dream. He also asked me the question, are you pregnant? I said, no, my period is yet to come, so I am not yet, unless if it is there already and I don't know. He said, then why are you talking about people telling you pregnant? You are pregnant. I said, oh, I just said, let me share the dream with you. So behold, when my time came, I didn't see it, you know. After a week, nothing was coming. 2 weeks, I started feeling some morning sickness, so I went for a test. I was told it's positive, and I came back home. I told my husband that I'm really pregnant. So he said, no problem, let's hope that this one works out. So we continued till 3 months later. 3 months later, I was feeling some serious cramp on my waist, some serious pains, and before I know it, on a very good day on Sunday, before I know it, I start feeling as if I'm in labor. Some contraction were coming. So I told my husband I don't understand myself. And when I went to ease myself, I saw some drop of blood. So we quickly rushed to the hospital. When we got there, the baby had to go. You know, that one just left like that. But one thing baffled me. That baby was not well formed. That is what I still don't understand till date. And when the baby came out and I saw this baby, and in short, I was like, could it be that is what happened before I even got to know that I'm pregnant that led to this development? Because a 3-month-old baby supposed to have developed a lot of things, but this one, it was just there. It's just a sack with little water on it, you know. So I showed my husband. I said, my husband, look at what I am seeing. And remember the dream I had before I got to know that I'm even pregnant. He said, what am I insinuating? I said, I don't know, but I think that this has to do with that dream. Maybe the development of this child stopped even before I got to know. He said I should not bring all those topics to him. I didn't know he was angry. So that was how that one ended. And since that last year, September, that I had that miscarriage, I've been praying and trying my humanly possible best to conceive, because truly I need a male child for myself, if not for anything, for the fact that my girls are always asking me for a brother. You know, it's giving me serious concern. Every day they come to me, touch my tummy and tell me, when is baby boy coming? You know, all those things, it keeps me worried. So, and it has been in, out, in. Today, you know, you notice, you test positive, before you know, within a week or two, the whole thing is gone. It's been like that since that September that I had that 3 months baby out of me till this year. This year, one thing happened miraculously, because from towards ending of last year, I just made it as a point of duty to be going to Grotto as a Catholic, Our Lady's grotto. I go there, I clean it on a daily basis, wash everywhere, clean everywhere, and then say my prayers and leave. I was just doing that on my own. So one faithful day, I was in the grotto as well after morning mass. I went there, I cleaned it, and then as I knelt down to say my daily prayer, a voice came to me so calm. I was like, my daughter, you are going to be pregnant, but after sometimes you have to come and appreciate me. You know, after 4 months, that was how the voice said it. After 4 months, come and show me some appreciation. I am not a visionist, so I quickly opened my eyes. I looked around, nobody was there with me. I immediately ran to the parish priest and told him what has happened, that I don't understand what is really happening. Look at the voice I had and everything. You only say that maybe that is Our Lady talking to you. Go and continue praying, which I did. I continued praying, and 9 days or 10 days later that I was supposed to see my menses, it didn't come. My mind wasn't there anyway, so I didn't even remember that I was supposed to see my menses. So it was after a few days to that day, I was like, I've not seen my period. So I went back to my calendar to check which date, and I saw that I've really passed my date. So I went to the hospital for test, and it was positive. I remembered that voice. I went back to the parish priest. I had to go back to the priest because I was kind of scared, because after the experience I had last year, September, it's not that I've not conceived. I've conceived like 2 times, and they came and go just like that. So I was scared that this one also might be like that. So I had to go to him for prayers. And when I went to him, he said to me, you don't need to be scared. You should just go home and continue praying, that he have this belief that Our Lady is at work. I went home, and when I got home, I was contemplating, should I tell my husband about it, or I should just keep calm? Because even the last one that happened, I did not tell him. That is the last miscarriage after the September one. I didn't tell him, but it was as if, because whenever I tell him about it, his mood is not always that encouraged. It's not always enticing at all, and he will be like, why are you always telling me you're pregnant? And though he doesn't say it, but his mood, his action. So I stopped telling him. When I got home that day, I was contemplating, should I tell him? And remembering also his behavior, the day I told him about the voice I had at the grotto, how he laughed at me. Hey, this man laughed at me and called me, and it was like, Prophetess Fina, when did you start seeing vision? When did you start hearing voices? That he would sit back and see how it will happen. So I didn't want to tell him, but after some days I just had to, because it's not really going to be possible for me to be pregnant in the house without him knowing. And I had this belief that if he find out from my stomach, then it start growing without me telling him, he's not really going to be happy with it. So I went to him. I told him that I've tested positive again. That very moment, he smiled, he was happy, he looked happy. But believe you me, when he came back in the evening that day, his mood changed, his attitude changed, everything about him changed towards me. And I was wondering, this is the same person who rejoiced when I told him that I was pregnant again. Why this mood? Has he gone to the office to think about something negative, or did anybody talk to him? I gave him time, believing that with time he will overcome it. But he continued. He continued till after some weeks. I went to him and I was like, what is wrong? That lately you are not yourself. You are not the person I used to know. He ignored it. He did not say anything, and I had to go to the priest. That was when he opened up. And when we came home, I was like, are you really this because I am pregnant? He said he wants to be playing with me. That when I had my second baby, he told me about what to do, and I ignored his opinion. I ignored his words. That this time around, if I give birth to another baby girl, that is not going to take it. I just felt that it's a statement coming out of anger. I kept calm and I was watching him. He repeated it. He said it repeatedly. And I said to him, are you the one saying it, or somebody? Said he is the one. That me, I said, I wait on to God. Yes, he believed in God, but if God answers that there is God, there is science. I said I know that. But in this world, there are different kind of sickness. There are some sickness that doctors can cure. There are some that doctors cannot do anything. And look at our journey so far, from beginning to the last one. It has always been story from miscarrying a baby to cease menstruation. From when I was pregnant of my second child, she experienced this cord. The cord rolled on her multiple time. Because even while she was still in the tummy, whenever she wants to kick like this, my brain tells me that something is happening. That was because there was no space anymore. The whole cord rolled on her neck. It was just by the grace of God that girl survived. The third one, I had serious bleeding that the doctors had to go and call an external doctor to come and check where the blood were coming from, because they couldn't get it. Like 3 external doctors came looking for where the bleeding was coming out from. That one, the 4th one, I was pregnant, testing negative for almost 3 months. Can't you see that we have to wait unto God? He said it's not against God, but from what he's saying, it means that my God is a failure. You know, when you're angry, you say all sort of things. And when he said that, my dear, I looked at him. I said, eh? He said, that means your God is a failure. You prayed the first time, he failed you. You prayed the second one. I was like, is this my husband? Is this the man I've been living with? Is this words coming from your mouth? He said it 3 good times. All I could say was, may God have mercy. Because you know, sometimes when devil want to strike, once devil come in like this, if you're not careful enough, you will use your own voice to destroy the blessing of the Lord. So I just thank God for the grace that day. As he was saying, I was just like, God have mercy on you. The 3 good times he said that, my response was, God have mercy on you. And it did not just end there. From there, a lot of things changed. A lot of things. Even my husband stopped bringing money for food. And I was wondering, did I get this pregnant from an outsider or something? Why all this much hatred? Even all these ones that have been coming and going, he doesn't act like this. So why is this one so different? Or is it that he has been harboring all this in his mind for so long that he cannot control himself anymore? He doesn't want anybody to talk to him. He doesn't want me to even come close. You know, after a while, he seized my car. I was using Venza, he was using Toyota Camry. He made the choice. I did not by any means or for any day ask him to buy me Venza and buy himself. He bought the 2 cars at the same time and gave me Venza, and he carried the other one. But as this thing began, he seized the car and asked me to be using the Venza, the Camry. I wasn't against it. All I needed to is to get to where I'm going to. Anything that will take me to my destination, I'm okay with it. So I was using it as my tummy. Naturally, I have big tummy. And whenever I'm pregnant like this, many people will be like, you're going to give birth to triplets, this, that, because my tummy is always so big. So with time, I started having some waist pain. And when I went to see a gynae, he told me that my baby has weight, number 1, and I should try to be exercising myself a bit, that it will help to ease things. Then he placed me on some medication and fruits. So I was doing that, and later I noticed that whenever I use the car, because my place of work is a bit far from my home, so I know sometimes go slow and all that. Whenever I use the car, if I'm coming out, that's when I used to feel the pain so much. Or if I sit down in one place for a while, to stand up is something else. So I was like, no, if this is what this car will cost for me, let me just drop it. I dropped it. He didn't even ask me why I haven't been trekking, why you don't using the car anymore. So one day he asked me to go and pick the kids from school. I told him that I wasn't with car, there is nowhere I would go. He should go and do that. It became another case entirely. I told him, I've once told you that once I used this car for a very long time, I'm always in pain. He said I should even drop the car. I should not even use it again. God, I should not even use it again. I said, no problem if that is what you want. So as you see me, so a public transport, I enter. I drag keke with other people. I enter bike. I do my things my way. But what am I trying to tell you is that I'm still hoping onto God. Seriously hoping onto God, because I know he never fails, and whichever gift, whichever child he gives is the best. It's true, me personally, I also need. If I tell you that I don't care about having a male child, then I'm lying to you, because I do care. I want to have my own. But what if God has another plans for me? Will I change it? The truth is that it's not really easy. In short, at that point, there was a day I cried and cried and cried that I nearly lost this baby. To the point, then it was 3 months, to the point that I started seeing some drop of blood in me. I got scared. But to God be the glory, God restored the child and I didn't lose it. And after that experience, I said to myself, look, you have to stand firm. This is just a challenging period for you. This is a testing time for you, and you don't know what God has in stock for you. If you lose this child because you are thinking, you are crying, you are doing all that, what solution will it bring to you? I had to talk to myself at that particular time, in a point in time. I regained some courage, but it was not really easy. I must be sincere with you. It wasn't really easy. At the time I said, no, I can't keep this to myself, because my heart was always heavy. Sometimes when I'm walking on the street like this, people will be like, where is your car? And once you ask me that question, I will feel like crying. Before you know it, there will be tears on my eyes. Can't repair it. I will tell them it's faulty. Yeah, I can't repair it. Tell God, this that normal. That is what people do, neighbors and all that. So it was not really easy. I had to cry out to some of my friends, and hey, when I opened up to some people, that was when I got to know that I don't have problem. I started hearing things. I started seeing people who have passed through hell in the name of marriage. In short, I was like, wow, then mine is rice. Mine is jollof rice with enough chicken in it. And that gave me a lot of courage. That restored a lot of strength in me. And I said to myself, this is a testing time indeed. I have to be strong to myself. And I picked up again. I got used to trekking while coming to work, while going home, and all that. Till date, we still do it. We still do it, and in short, it's as if it's part of me already. It's as if it's part of me already. I don't feel it. And I said to myself, I know what I passed through. I know what I felt. It was not really easy. It's not still easy. Because like yesterday when I was going home, if you watch, you can see this, I don't know if you can see it very well, this black spot. So then I was going home, the keke that I entered, there's this pothole the keke mistakenly entered, so I had to hit my hand on the side of it, and it gave me this wound. Immediately my mind went back. I said, look at me, a car owner, injuring myself in keke. You know, it's not easy, but who knows, God has a better plan for us. Even at the time I thought like living, that if this is what it means, let me live. If he has said it that when I give birth to another girl child, it's not going to take it, it's better for me to live even before giving birth. But I thought of it, living. Who are you leaving your children for? You know what you passed through before having this one. You have to stand, because this is a testing time indeed. And I had to sit back. What am I trying to say here is that, my dear ladies, I know some of you watching this video might be passing through the same similar thing right now, or maybe are even passing through, in short, worst situation right now, because there are some situations that I had. I will still share all those things here. In short, that is why I opened this channel. I said, no, I am going to create a medium where I can reach people, because I know if I didn't come out openly to talk to people, I wouldn't have known that I'm blessed. I wouldn't have known that God is with me all this while. Even though it's been heavy, it's been difficult, it feels like the end of the world, but God is busy still doing something. At least these days, he feeds us, he provides food for the house, that one apart. He provides food now. He's even seeking my face now, but the truth is that I'm there for him, but I just want to be for now until I give birth. But it's not easy. It's not that I am going to reject him, or I am not going to do that, but I want to watch him act on the day of delivery. If indeed he's going to send me packing, if it happens to be a girl, or if he's going to accept me if it happens to be a girl, or if God decides to bless us with a baby boy, how he's going to react. That is why I don't want to give him that full hope that I'm fully back. But I don't have anything against him, and God has been super wonderful to me. So if you are passing through this kind of situation, or you have any similar case like this, my dear, it's not easy. I must say, if you have not experienced this, please, when you see anybody passing through this kind of situation, talk to that person. A word from you can heal that person. Do something positive to that person. Encourage her. Talk to her. And I beg you, my dear men in the house, I know some men will still watch this video, please help us. We are human beings like you as well. We have feelings. I know that pressure from family, from friends, from well-wishers is always much on you, but you should also remember that you are not alone in it. That the fact that plenty women can give birth for you doesn't mean that you should just turn your back at your wife at any point in time. No. What if I had lose this baby? What would he say tomorrow? Because definitely, as he's coming back to himself now, I know if anything negative have happened or this why, he will be regretting it. And that is exactly what will happen to you if you make your wife do what he doesn't want to do. You push him to act in a way she doesn't want to, and at the end of it, both of you will be regretting it. I just want to use this medium to beg all of us to please try to you see, couples should always be together in anything. When there's challenges, when things are okay, when things are moving on fine, when it's hard, it's very necessary for you to always work hand in hand. I'm going to share more of my experience in marriage and those who have met other people's experience, and I would like you as well to drop your own experience on the comment section, because we are here to learn together. We are here to talk to ourselves. We are here to encourage each other and to smile at the end of it, because all we need is happiness. Yes, all we need is happiness to stay healthy. Thank you so much, and I pray that God will continue to strengthen us and to direct us in his own way. I pray and I know that the God whom, for those who are still waiting on to God, I waited, I know how it feels. Yes, I have felt it, and I know how sweet it is. Yes, it's a sweet feeling. But I know that if God can do it for me, even after having 11 months of safe menstruation without having hope, you know, when you don't menstruate, you don't have any hope of conceiving. And after everything, God did it for me. God will surely do it for you. And for those of you passing through one thing or the other in your marriage, I pray that God will see us through in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope you will come back next for my next story.